right, now we'll get into the next section. I'll play it for you first, and then we'll get into how to play that on the guitar. So here we go. All right, so there was a couple of mistakes in there, but pretty much. So how do you play that on the guitar? Let's start with the first part, and that's this. What do? You play a C sharp minor or B minor if you keep it into relation to the capo. You put your middle finger in 7th position of the B string, and index finger is in 7th of the G string. Your little finger is in 9th of the D string, and your ring finger is in 9th of the low E. And if you want to convert those to actual fret numbers, then you have to add 2. So then it would be 9, 9, 11, 11. Maybe that's even easier to do it like that with the higher ones. So then you start playing, and you start off with the low E, then D, then G and B together, then high E, back to B, high E, and then G string, back to high E, like this. Right? All the high E's are with an upstroke, the rest is downstroke. Then you move your ring finger and little finger down 1 fret, so they go towards 10th position in real frets. And you play low E and B string together. So you play those, then D string, G string, and then high E, so like this. Back to low E, and then G string, D string with both with an upstroke. So like this, both chords, 3, 4. Then you play open A string, and then you have your little finger, ring finger, and middle finger in 9th position of the B, G, and D string. 9th position is in actual frets. So then you play 8th string, then you rake these strings, then you play open E string with an upstroke like this, and then you play B string, and then you put your index finger in 7th position of the high E, like this. And you slide it down. Right? So until there, 3, 4. So then you get the following thing. So there we play an E7, or F sharp 7 if you don't take into account the capo. So you put your little finger in 3rd position of the B string, then middle finger in 2nd position of the low E, open D, then G string first, and then you play an upstroke over the, the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd string, like this. Then put your index finger in that second position. So now we're back to in relation to the capo. This might make it, I'm not very consistent here, and my apologies for that. So right now I'm going, because we're pretty much in first position again. So when we're higher up the neck, I'm going to be shouting out actual fret numbers. Maybe you should leave a comment in the below for me. What would you prefer when I'm using a capo? Because normally I'm used to saying like these are open strings, but they're all second fret, right? So what would you prefer? To me to use the actual fret numbers all the time, or use it in relation to the capo all the time, as the tab is, by the way. So that might be a thing. What would you prefer? That's my question to you, and I will implement it the very next lesson. I promise. So, I'll shout the numbers now in relation to the capo. So, second position with your index finger towards fourth, towards fifth, with ring finger and little finger, so like this. And you keep that tone. Then open D string. And then you play open G. Then index finger, second position. Then ring finger, fourth. And that's down, up, down. Or here we have down, 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 up, down. Then you play second position on the B string with your index finger, and then you slide it towards third position, and at the same time you play that low E again, so like this. Then you play open D and open E, so like this. Then you get this. So you play that third position of the B string, ring finger, and fourth. You play that with flat pick and ring finger. Then you play open D, second position of the G string with your index finger. Then that low E again. And then you play fifth position with your little finger on the high E, like this. So once more, starting with that riff. Then we get the following thing. So what do? You have your index finger as a bar in second position of the A towards B string. And you play only the A string for now. Then you have your ring finger in fourth position of the D string and middle finger in third of the B string. And you play D, G, and B string together with flat pick, middle finger, and ring finger, just like this. Then you remove them, so you just have the bar, play the same strings. And then you play the same strings, only then open, just like this. Then you put your little finger in a fifth position of the low E. Then you play G to second position to fourth position with index finger and ring finger. With index finger to second position of the B string. Then slide it towards third and simultaneously playing low E like this. Then playing open high E. Then you play the following thing. So you have that middle finger in second position of the high E and index finger in second position of the low E. You play E, B, and E string together. Make a hammer on with your ring finger in third. Pull off. Then you play open E. And then play middle finger, second position of that high E. Just like that. Then You have your middle finger in third position of the B string, index finger in third of the G string, ring finger in fourth of the low E, and then you just play E, high E, and B string. But I play my middle finger in such a way that it also plays the G string. Right? So let's try from the beginning of that new section. 3, 4. All right, now we get to the second time we play that section. It's pretty much the same. A lot of it is the same. Now I'm doing this tutorial pretty much by heart. And so I have to think a little bit. So we ended up here and at the end of the first time we play it. You play that low E once more and you slide towards ninth position of the low E string. So and then we hit that ninth position. So from there, so ninth position is in relation to the cable because I just realized that otherwise the tablatures won't work. My apologies if this makes things harder for you to play. Who knows? But what you play is this. So you play that ninth position, then you rake D to B string, and then you play that high E. And you do that twice, so like. Then you slide your fingers back one fret to the second chord. You rake D to B string. And you play low E, D, G, high E, and then G, D. And then to open A. Like this, 3, 4. Then the next part is pretty much the same as what we played, so. And here comes the change. So let me play that for you first. What you do is you put your index finger as a small bar on second fret of the A to high E string. Put your ring finger in fourth position of the D string. So what you play then is A string, D string, G string. Then put your ring finger in fourth position of the G string. Play G, B, and E string together with thumb, middle finger, and ring finger. Middle finger of your left hand is, by the way, still in third position of the second string, and little finger is still in fifth of the first string. Then play second position, sixth string, so like this. Then put your little finger in second position of the high E. Make a pull off. Play G, B, and E once more. Play that bass note once more. Put your little finger back and forth, play G, B, E, and then put it back in fifth and play G, B, E once more, like this. Then we get the following thing. All right, so what do we play? You have your index finger in 7th position of the A towards E string, and put your little finger in 10th of the high E. Then you rake the strings, and you play with an upstroke that high E string once more, like this. Then you play G and high E. Make a hammer-on with little finger on 9th with your little finger and on the high E, and ring finger 9th of the G string. And then play that 7th position once more on those strings, so like this. Then you play the bass string, and then you play 9th position with your ring finger and little finger on G and E string once more, like this. Then you play open A string. Then you put your index finger in 5th of the high E, middle finger in 6th of the B string, and ring finger in 7th of the G string. So you have that open A. Then you play G, B, E string. Hammer on with your little finger in 7th on the high E. Slide towards 8th. And then slide back towards 7th. It's like this. Like this. Then this chord, index finger on 5th position of the high E, open B string, and middle finger in 6th of the G string. You keep it there, and then with your ring finger, you play harmonics on 7th of the low E, A string, and then D string. Like this. Then put your middle finger in 8th position of the B string towards 7th. Then play open. Then put your middle finger in 8th position of the B string. Make a pull off. Then play open, high E. Then put your middle finger in 7th of the G string. Then pull off to 6th with your index fingers, like this. Then play open B string. And then play 2nd position of the G string with your index fingers, like this. All right, so the memory card is now full of one of my cameras, so I'm gonna do the rest of the tutorial. You're gonna have to do without the right hand. Then we go on with B string, open, hammer on 2nd with your index finger, hammer on 3rd with your middle finger, like this. Then open high E, 2nd position high E. With your index finger, make a hammer with your middle finger, then pull off and pull off. So, and then you play 3rd position of the B string with your middle finger, and then open high E. Right? And then we get back to which is what we covered in the first tutorial. All right, so let's do a repeat of what we did so far and then wrap this up. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. right, that's pretty much it. I'll do the last lesson I will spend on wrapping this up completely. So doing the ending and perhaps a couple of variations that are used in the verse and chorus. But this is it, at least for today. So hope you enjoyed this lesson. I've been out of it for a while, and I'm doing this tutorial by heart, so I'm not using tab or anything like that. So that makes it a bit more chaotic probably, but hopefully it worked for you, and see you again next time. Bye.